One of the reasons I do this is because a friend of mine years ago said that I had a unique way of explaining things, that when she didn't understand a concept, she would bring it to me. And if I understood it, I could explain it to her so that she understood it. That's it. And there's a lot of stuff out there that, unless your degree is in it, you don't necessarily understand it. Even people that are smarter than most of us, sometimes their expertise isn't in that. I'll give you a great example. Physicists. Not every physicist understands 100% the theory of relativity. In fact, the estimate is somewhere between 5 to a dozen physicists on the entire planet could actually understand and explain, probably still over most of our heads, the entire theory of relativity. I understand the basics. Yeah, because I've read a lot of books about it, and I understand the concepts because some of those books dumbed it down to my level. I've read it myself, but I want to be honest about that too. I didn't really understand a lot of it. It was very complicated for me. It's just the facts. So I want to discuss something that I do understand, and that I feel like there's a confusion for a lot of us that don't really understand what is the difference between patriotism and nationalism. Okay? Patriotism is the belief and the acknowledgement that the United States of America, and I'm going to use the United States as an example because I'm talking to mostly Americans, we live up to the high ideals that we set forth in a couple of documents more than a couple hundred years ago. The Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States of America. Now, those higher ideals we have not lived up to them 100% yet, even, right? All men, all people are created equal. Everyone is entitled to the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. We fail. And your proof of our failure is the ultra rich in this country have gone from 15% of the population to 4%. And they now hold 98% of the wealth in the United States of America. That is not living up to the idea that everyone is entitled to a fair pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. We are not living up to the standard that we said we didn't want any kings when we've allowed the ultra rich to whittle away at literally themselves while hoarding all the money. That's not really allowing the concepts that we so hold dear. Patriotism, the idea that we believe in those ideals, we strive for those ideas, and every day we do better to achieve those high ideals. That's patriotism. What is nationalism then? Because nationalism is definitely not patriotism. Nationalists always attach themselves to something else. Christian nationalism, white supremacist nationalists. Fascism is supremacy to nationalism. And scapegoat other people because of their religion or their skin tone. That's nationalism. Nationalism is this false sense of superiority where you get to look down at other people because you are in that true group. That's nationalism. Nationalism and Christian nationalism, they pervaded our society. I just watched the other day a Native American guy talking how Christian missionaries were actually just people forcing and enforcing their beliefs onto people of different skin tones, of different religious beliefs, and not respecting their beliefs and their ideas. he made an interesting point. It's just Christian nationalism. They took their children, put them in boarding schools, and forced these children to become Christian, give up their Native American ideals and the Native American ways of life. All in the name of Christianity. And our government did that. That's not patriotism. That's nationalism. You're stripping children from their parents so you can force them to be what you want them to be. Never mind the fact it might even be human trafficking, right? Because a lot of those children that were taken to those boarding schools were abused and sexually abused. Mm-hmm. And the trauma still affects the Native American community to this day. That is nationalism. Traumatizing other people for your own beliefs. And not being able to accept other people don't share your beliefs. And that does not live up to the patriotic ideals that we supposedly as Americans put pen to paper over 200 years ago to say we believe in. I don't know how many of you still think that by screaming about border walls and spewing hate against people that aren't the right color for you, and even the more subtle, those of you that somehow in the back of your minds right now, that little hamster is running around saying, well, I'm all right, I'm white enough, I'm all right. Are you? Are you all right? Seems like you're trying to make everybody else all right with you, when we know everything isn't all right. It seems like you want to whitewash the words away. No more LGBTQ. Let's leave that out. Let's leave out Black Americans. Let's leave out... We can use a word that's more soft so we don't upset the nationalists. I don't know. I'm not happy with a lot of things going on right now. But I do know the difference between patriotism and nationalism. And a lot of people I know are not patriots. They are nationalists. The irony is, I really truly believe the mass majority of them don't know they're nationalists. They think it's the same thing. It is not. As usual, man, think about it. Peace.